2024 has been an absolutely crazy year for crypto. But with that being said, the markets are looking pretty rough out there. Many fear that the bull market is over, but quietly behind the scene, we're seeing massive moves that are pushing the crypto space forward in a big way that currently aren't being reflected in the price. And just within the last few weeks, we've seen huge news about Ethereum that will be major for the future of this technology. I'm going to break down exactly what it is in this video today and why you should pay attention while everybody else is freaking out about their altcoins going down 50+%. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works this technology on a daily basis, has been in these markets for a very long time. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below and subscribe. And if you want to make it in crypto, the absolute best way is to increase your income by becoming a blockchain developer, especially in times like these. And I can show you how to do that step by step over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's get into this. Let's talk about this big news for Ethereum that's going to be massive for the entire crypto space. So as always, nothing I'm saying in this video is going to be financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency based on this information. But with that being said, what's the big deal that happened just recently? Well, the SEC officially closes its investigation in Ethereum 2.0 and will not pursue Ethereum enforcement action. And what's basically come out of this is we've now got clarification that ETH is not a security. Let me say that again. Ethereum is not a security. Now, if you're relatively new to crypto, this may not seem like a big deal to you, but if you've been around for a long time, people have been in the dark on whether Ethereum is actually security or not. If you watch my channel, I've maintained for quite some time now that I don't think so. I think it's a commodity, but this is absolutely major. Let's see why. First of all, let's talk about what the definition of a security is in the first place. So basically, a security is a financial instrument that holds some type of monetary value, okay? It might represent, shares in a publicly traded company like a stock. It might represent a creditor relationship with a government body or corporation like a bond, or rights to ownership that can be exercised as an option. And the famous rule that basically determines whether or not an asset fits one of these categories is the Howey test. So if you're not familiar with that, it determines whether an asset is an investment contract. It uses this definition of a security, which is investment of money in a common enterprise with expectation of profits primarily from the efforts of others. And what we effectively saw just in the past few weeks is that Ethereum does not satisfy this criteria and therefore is not a security. And this means that therefore Ethereum is not under the regulation of the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, but the CFTC, the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission. And so this is a massive deal, okay? While everybody's kind of checked out and freaking out about the crypto markets, this is signal, that is noise, okay? But what are the actual implications for this? Well, number one is regulatory clarity, which we haven't had a lot of. I'll expand about that more in a minute. One is market confidence in Ethereum as an investable asset class, because if something's going to get cracked down with regulations, you don't want the price to dump, and also you don't want to fear being able to pull your money out. Another is innovation encouragement. We'll talk about that more in a minute. Basically, as we see less fears around this, people will have more confidence to build on the platform, and all of blockchain technology, and also clarity on what is categorized as a security so that other cryptos can conform to that standard to try to evade these types of regulations. So on top of that, this is also a big deal for the Ethereum ETFs. So if you're not familiar with that and the whole saga that's been going on around that, first of all, what is an ETF? It just stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Basically, this gives you a way to buy Ethereum in particular through, a traditional way, like on a brokerage website where you might buy an index fund, for example, or buy like gold. You're not actually buying physical bars of gold. You're just buying a derivative product that represents, physical bars of gold somewhere else. This is the same type of thing. So we saw the ETFs approved in the last month or so. And when that happened, to me, that was a huge signal that, hey, Ethereum is clearly not a security. I've been saying that forever, but that was sort of the nail in the coffin for me. And it's no surprise to me that we see the SEC drop this and officially declare Ethereum not a security shortly after that was approved. Now, the ETFs are not yet live at the time of recording this video, but this additional measure from the SEC will likely boost investor confidence in the Ethereum ETFs as they go live. And I don't think we can actually underestimate what the long-term impact of the ETFs can be on an asset like Ethereum, because nobody's going to knows what happens in the short term. But over the long term, it can be a big deal. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, who is going to buy Ethereum through ETFs, okay? Because most people could just get on a cryptocurrency exchange and just buy it that way. Like, why do it through an ETF? Well, there's two big reasons. Number one is institutions, right? Institutions might want to get exposure through this in a way. They're not just going to go sign up on a website and do it or buy OTC. They actually want to own a derivative product like this through a trusted, third party. So this opens the door to billions of dollars in demand for ETH, the asset itself, through this means, because institutions can buy in size in a way that you or I can't, all right? So another is through retail investors, people like you or me, or maybe people who are decades older than us, who are purchasing this through ETFs. And don't forget, they can buy this stuff through tax-advantaged accounts, like long-term accounts like IRAs, 401ks. And if you're watching this video and you're like in your 20s, it may not really register with you that some people who are decades older than you, who have been diligently contributing to those retirement accounts for a very long time, might have way more money in their long-term retirement accounts than they do in liquid cash in their bank account, or just even in their primary residence or something like that. So these people might have hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in these accounts, and they want to allocate a portion of that tax-free money to Ethereum through ETFs. And they can also trade around in a way that they don't have tax implications until they go withdraw it at the time of retirement. And that's a huge deal for the long term of this asset. Not to mention the fact that if Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two crypto assets that have clear judgments on them, whether they're commodities and not securities, like basically no other crypto has that to this point. And pretty much every other crypto has a long way to go to prove that it satisfies the Howey test. And also it has a long way to go to actually get something like an ETF. I'm not saying they can't get there, but it's gonna take some time. So if we get to the point where Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two crypto assets that have clear regulatory jurisdiction around them, and then also they're the only two that you can buy through ETFs, boosting trust and confidence, it's going to create a huge class divide between all of the crypto assets and those two. And, speaking of ETFs, BlackRock is definitely the biggest player in this space. This is also good for BlackRock's BUIDL fund, which is building on top of the Ethereum network with a pretty prominent DeFi use case. All right. So basically, this is a fund where qualified investors can earn US dollar yields by subscribing to this fund. They have a stable value in the coin, but it gives them yield, all right, with an ERC20 token built on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And we see BlackRock betting big on Ethereum in this way. And this really is putting together the future of real world assets on the blockchain, which I see being a big trend, because think about it, really at this point, DeFi is the only legitimate crypto use case that's getting adoption and has mass adoption appeal, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm not saying we can't get there on other things. I'm clearly bullish on blockchain, but if we examine the current state of things, that's really what it is. That's what the traction is. That's where momentum is. And this, really is real world assets because the fund invests entirely in cash, US Treasury bills, and repurchase agreements, and securing a high level of safety and security to provide this yield. It's not just like Ponzi yield that we see with other DeFi projects. It's actually a huge, legit, real world asset protocol. All right, so another big implication of the SEC dropping its lawsuit, basically declaring Ethereum not a security and putting it in the realm of commodities. Another big implication on this is actually for, crypto and regulation and politics and government inside the United States, all right? So we've been kept in the dark for far too long in terms of what you can do and what you can't do. Because think about it, if you're the government and you want the easiest low effort way to stifle crypto and sort of keep it in check, basically just keep people in the dark and then slap massive arbitrary fines and judgments against people who we're going to use these people as examples of what not to do, but don't actually do the hard work of codifying regulations to show what's permissible by law, okay? That's been the strategy to date, but it's not really going to work for much longer. And we can see evidence of this, all right? So I talked about this recently on my channel. So love him or hate him, all right, Trump basically came out and started taking cryptocurrency donations, saying he's going to build a crypto army, saying that he wants to basically make US a leader in crypto innovation. Now, whether Trump is elected or not, who knows what's going to happen? But the important point is we've seen him be the first mover in that. And then we've seen, an answer from the Democratic Party in a lot of ways, who's definitely not been a champion of crypto, come out and start to ease their stance on this. Okay. So the whole point is his first move and their counter has revealed that being anti-crypto is a losing strategy politically. And that, in my opinion, is a huge leap forward. And I think is another reason why we've seen the SEC drop their charges and why this could be another domino that can knock down lots of other dominoes and see, you know, much riper soil for innovation in the years to come. And so lastly, what could this mean for the price of Ethereum going forward? Now, again, not financial advice. I see this as really nothing but bullish for the Ethereum price. And I don't have the numbers crunched right in front of me in order to give you an accurate price prediction for the future. But if you want to see a video like that, make sure you smash the like button down below and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see that. And if enough people want to, then yeah, I'll make a video about that. And when you're finished leaving your comment, make sure you subscribe again, you know, like the video. That'll help me know that you want to see more videos like this. And while there's definitely some good opportunity to make long-term investment gains in crypto, the absolute best way to make it in this space is to increase your income by becoming a blockchain developer. And I can show you how to do that step by step from start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You really don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.